I've been waiting to make this video for a while now because I wanted to make sure that I capture the whole picture for you guys. But as you can see in the thumbnail and the title, today's video is about one of the hottest names in the NBA right now, Dillon Brooks. Now, the Memphis Grizzlies got eliminated by the Lakers in the first round, and the Grizzlies season is officially over, meaning Dillon Brooks is a soon-to-be free agent. I don't think I need to remind you guys on the series of ridiculous comments Dillon Brooks made this past season. Now, you would think his teammates in the Grizzlies organization will support him, but that is no longer the case. Because according to the latest by NBA insider Shams Charania quote, the Memphis Grizzlies have informed pending free agent Dillon Brooks that he will not be brought back under any circumstances, the sources say. Now, pay attention and remember the source here because Shams is a very trusted reporter in the community. You would think this will finally make Brooks quiet, but you will be completely wrong again. Because right after the report came out from Shams, Brooks' agent Mike George made this comment, quote, "As Shams Charania, the leader of spreading false news and attacking players, why any player in the league talks to this guy blows my mind. Whether this is an act of desperation or Brooks' agent trying to stir the pot up is up to debate, but one thing for sure is Dillon Brooks' chance of making it back to the NBA is getting worse and worse." In today's video, I want to switch our angle a little. Funny enough, I actually began watching Dillon Brooks back then when he was with the University of Oregon. So today, let's talk about how Dillon Brooks turned from a rising star to now one of the most toxic players who is basically out of the league. So without further ado, let's roll the intro.
Hi. I'm on my match in the dark. 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 I'm on my match.
Yo, what's up guys, Jason here back with another video. If it's your first time watching, I cover news and reports for every single team in the league. If you want the latest basketball news and rumors in your feed, all you gotta do is to leave a like and subscribe so that you won't miss any of my future content. Dating back to 2014, as the four-star recruit coming out of high school, Dillon Brooks had many D1 offers from some of the best basketball programs across the country, including Syracuse, Arizona, Michigan, Illinois, and Oregon. And we know by now, Dillon Brooks eventually enrolled at the University of Oregon in 2014. As a freshman and an immediate starter, Dillon Brooks was averaging 11.5 points, 4.9 rebounds, and 1.8 assists per game, while shooting 33.7% behind the arc. Well, the talent is there, but you can see that there are obvious flaws in his game. However, when his junior season finished, Brooks was averaging 16.1 points, 3.2 rebounds, 2.7 assists, and 1.1 steals per game, while shooting above 40% behind the arc. This to me is the textbook definition of a 3-and-D player. Furthermore, looking at these 3 years in Pac-12, Dillon Brooks also earned many awards such as the 2015-16 All-Pac-12 First Team and 2016-17 All-Pac-12 First Team. When the draft came, Dillon Brooks did not go as high. Instead, he was picked up by the Houston Rockets with the 45th overall pick and then immediately traded to the Memphis Grizzlies. Right off the bat, Brooks played a critical role for this Memphis team, playing 28.7 minutes per game, averaging 11 points, while shooting a nice 35.6% behind the arc. While we expected Brooks to step up for his second year, he suffered a series of foot injury and basically missed the majority of the season. Nonetheless, the glow-up happened the year after. In his third season, Dillon Brooks was averaging 16.2 points, 3.3 rebounds, 2.1 assists, and nearly 1 steal per game, while shooting almost 36% behind the arc. And this is exactly when the problem begins. In the offseason, the Grizzlies offered Brooks a 3-year, $35 million deal. As a second rounder, this isn't a question at all, and Brooks signed that contract. And starting then, things began to get even worse. Now, I will give credit where credit is due. Dillon Brooks was averaging 17.2 points and 18.4 points the next 2 seasons, but one thing starts to turn the wrong direction, and that is trash talking and technical fouls. Now, the year before this contract was signed, Dillon Brooks had a total of only 5 technical fouls, which is understandable. But the year after that, Dillon Brooks ended up with 13 technical fouls. At that moment, people didn't pay that much attention to it because in our mind, Dillon Brooks is this tough guy that does all the tough work for the team, and we should appreciate that, in which we all did. Last year though, same thing happened. Dillon Brooks ended up with 13 technical fouls. This makes some people raise their eyebrows and question if this is a problem to concern about. While there were doubts, Dillon Brooks had a great season, averaging 18.4 points per game along with 3.2 rebounds, 2.8 assists, and 1.1 steals. But this current season, things fall apart. Let me give you guys a few very absurd comments Brooks made so far. On LeBron James, quote, "I don't care, he is old, I don't respect no one until they come and give me 40. Okay, here's another one. The media making me a villain, the fans making me a villain. That just creates another persona on me. Well, here's another one, Draymond Green. His game is cool with Golden State, but if you put him anywhere else, you are not going to know who Draymond is. You can say whatever you want in the league, but when you begin making this kind of absurd comments, you lose respect. Either you should be speaking facts, or you should back your statement up with your performance on the court. But in this case, Dillon Brooks did neither. This year, Brooks played way worse than his other seasons, averaging 14.2 points while shooting 32.6% behind the arc. But one thing remains unchanged. Dillon Brooks had 18 technical fouls. At this time, I think you guys already know the countless times Brooks got fined or got suspended for games because of these large amount of technical fouls. Overall, I think all these changes have one reason, and I think Shaq summed it up pretty perfectly. Take a look at this.
I know exactly what happened. You get a little bit of money, you start feeling yourself. You get some ice, you start feeling yourself. You play with John Morant, you're feeling yourself. And a lot of times when you feel yourself, you forget about yourself. And then he didn't play well enough to be acting like that. So now he's either going to be out the league or he's going to have to check himself before he wreck himself.
Out the league? You would go as far as to say out the league?
Yeah, he's not athletic. He ain't jumping out the gym. And his jumper ain't like that. I've seen a lot of memes. They say him and Dwight are going to be dominating in Taiwan next year.
So this brings back the question we discussed earlier. When Brooks' agent attacked Shams saying that he's a reporter that spreads fake news, is that an act of desperation, or is he trying to stir the pot up and bring Brooks back to the league? Because here's the thing, Brooks' agent will make more money if Brooks stays in the NBA because that salary is way higher than what Brooks can get in Europe or China. And now the question goes to you guys. What do you think will happen next to Dillon Brooks? Will he remain in Grizzly, get signed by a different team, or play somewhere else overseas? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Alright guys, that's all we got for today's video. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and follow me on social media with all the links in the description box down below. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.